I was recently talking with a client for about an hour, hour and a half, and he ended the call with saying, "Andrew, you have been a ministry not only to me, but also to my family. This could potentially be life-changing." Now I'm going to share that with you. Hey there, and welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew Smith, and I am so privileged and honored and just so grateful to be able to help guys master their life. That's why I called this channel Work-Life Mastery. We're here to continually grow and learn together. Recently, I was having a conversation with a client, and he was talking to me about how he views money, and there's just a lot of fear around money. Now, this guy, I'm not going to lie, he has a net worth substantially larger than my own. So this is not a person that is living paycheck to paycheck by any means, and yet there's still this fear and anxiety around money. And you know, a lot of us have backgrounds where whether you grew up in a wealthy family or you grew up in a poor family, we all have money mindsets that are running as our default standard in the background. We want to see those things and control those things because even well-meaning fear is still fear that needs to be addressed. And that's what we're going to be talking about here today, is how do we actually view our money and how can we use that money for good? The first thing that we need to discuss is that a number in an account really means nothing in and of itself. You can have $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1 billion sitting in an account, and the number is sitting there. You can go on there and see it in your account. But unless you're using that money for something, it really is powerless. Now, what that number represents is what you could do for yourself and for those you love. And believe me, I get it. I'm a girl dad, okay? I have 2 little girls. I'm married to a wonderful woman. I take our future, my girls' future, very, very seriously. And I do not want to do anything that would jeopardize their future, putting them into a solid financial place for the rest of their life. But sometimes that fear of the future can lead us to not using our money in a way that is actually most beneficial for us in the present, the future, because we're just so afraid. Okay? That's what we need to talk about first. That's what I need you to understand, is that money in an account does nothing. It is a representation of something that you could do either now, currently in the present, or sometime in the future. Where people sometimes get into trouble is that they value one over the other. And if you're watching this video, I can pretty much guess that you're probably valuing your future self more than your current self. A lot of us have heard financial advice like, you must gain control over your money or your money will control you. Dave Ramsey. It's not your salary that makes you rich, it's your spending habits. The art is not in making money, it is in keeping it. And the granddaddy of them all, a penny saved is a penny earned. Now, all of these are good sayings and they mean well, but we must realize that anytime that our life is out of balance, we're actually not being as effective as we can. We're not living as good of a life as we can in the present. Just curious, I want to throw this in really quick. What was your family like? Okay, so look back and see if you can trace. Was your family extremely poor and now you have resulted in a pendulum swing to the other side where it's like, I need to just get all the money that I can and hold on to it? Or is your family extremely rich because they were miserly and greedy, and you have assumed that same ideology of how to treat money, that is to be hoarded and never used? So that's the first important thing that we must realize, is that a number by itself does nothing. Now, I can already hear the objections. Andrew, you're telling me to just go spend all my money? No. What I'm telling you is there needs to be a balance between your current self, your present self, and your future self. And here's why. And it's the second thing that we need to understand. Your number one asset is not your stocks. It's not your real estate. It is you. It is your mind, it is your emotions, it is your ability to think clearly and to be able to go out into the world and do the best that you can do every day. If you do not have those things, you are losing out on the massive gains, the massive returns that you could have by investing in your number one asset, which is you, not anything else. The other day, my wife and I, we had some friends over, and we were staying up a little bit late watching the movie Beast. It's about basically this lion that goes psycho, and it's like tracking down this family and trying to like beat into their car, and it's just, everywhere. And it's a pretty intense movie, right? A lot of it is set in the dark, so you don't know when the lion's gonna come out, right? And right outside the door, this has never happened before. Of course it happens on the night we're watching The Beast, right? This little kitten pops up into the window, like next to the TV where we're watching, right? So of course this kitten pops up, and we all are just like, whoa, like it freaks us out because like we're in the movie, right? And it's humorous when you look at it that way, like, oh, it's just this kitten popping up, and we're all like, whoa, right? But we weren't expecting it. So give us a break, man. It's ridiculous. The same thing happens, though, even though that's funny, the same thing happens every single day with millions of people across the world. A lot of us have come from places of financial hardship. The first 2 years of my marriage, not because of the marriage, I promise you, but the first 2 years of our marriage were super hard. I changed my job like tons of times. We had to move like 3 times. We were in a new area of the country. We were making new friends. We were away from our family. There were deaths it was everything seemed to compact down into those first 2 years of marriage. It was ridiculous. And after those first 2 years, once I had gotten a decent job, we got ourselves out of debt. We were in a good spot. But my mentality was still such that I was looking for the lion. I was in this place of survival, thinking that at any time everything was going to fall apart, when really there was nothing there. And so what I want to encourage you with is, if you're in that place of being post-survival stage. Now, if you're in that survival stage, that's totally good and well, and I would love to help out with that, and we can create content about that in the future. Just throw it in the comments. Let me know what you are looking to receive from this channel here. But if you're in that post-survival phase of life, if you have some money in the bank, you're making more than you're spending. You're in many cases out of debt, minus a mortgage. A mortgage is okay, right? If you're in a good financial spot, stop and realize it's okay. You're okay. You can take a breath. Money is a power for good. What if you need to actually just stop, to breathe, to relax, to calm down, and to be grateful for a second so that you can actually think clearly? What if there actually is no lion, and you're now at a beautiful phase of life where you just got us out of survival mode and you now can get into thrival mode? Okay? Remember that client at the beginning that I was talking about? Okay? He literally said, I asked him at the end of the call, what was the biggest benefit that you got from this call? And he said, the biggest benefit I got from this call was figuring out that all I have to do is identify what my stressors are, the biggest stressors in my life, and then I can I have freedom to use my money to relieve those pressure points. Not just so that he can be comfortable, but so that he can operate at a higher level. And that's what I want for you. So let's end it there, okay? Here's the question that I'd like to end with here today. What is the number one area of stress and friction in your life? Is it possible that there is a minimal investment that you could make in that area that would unlock you to perform at a higher level? Take a moment right now. Don't get off of this video and go on to the next video or whatever you're going to do. Take a moment, think through that question, write it down, and then make it happen. Because when you are operating at a higher level of life, and here's where it comes full circle, you're going to be able to make more money. If you're constantly operating in a scarcity mindset, you're going to cap out very, very quickly. All right, that's it. If this is content that you enjoy and you'd like to join me in mastering life together, feel free to give a like and a subscribe. I'm going to be pushing out a lot more content of this. My goal is to put out 2 videos every week. And this channel is young, so if there's specific topics that you want to know about, throw it in the comments below. I would love to share what knowledge I've learned. I'd love to research about it. Hey, I'm no guru, right? But there's things in my life that I've learned that can be a help to you. So, and the other way around as well. So let me know. Let me know how I can help, and let's start building this up together. All right, guys. I'll see you around. Peace.